this group of students were allocated a project last year during the same time now last year. So they were allocated a project during TP2 of 2020. And the other group of students that doing the project now, currently doing the project, are the January intake 2020, who are allocated the project TP2 2020, and they started with the start of this teaching block, and they will finish the project by May. Okay, so these are the two group of students who are currently doing the project. They have projects and currently doing the project. The second group of students are the new students who will be allocated the project now. Always, for all intakes, the only time we allocate a project is TP2. Every year in teaching block 2, we start from the start of the TP2, the process of allocating a project. So we will be allocating a project during this term for students who started the project September, October 2020. Okay, they have done the term and they are doing the second term of their taught course. And we will be allocated project now. The second group are the part-time students who are in their second year of the course. They will finish the modules, the taught modules by the end of May, by the end of this term. Right. So they will be allocated to the project now and start the project in September 2021 and finish September 2022. The third group, group of students who will be allocated the project now, the new student who started with the start of this term, what we call January intake, January 2021, January, because this year a little bit of change. So the January, February 2021, they will be allocated the project now. So for all of you, I will show you the share my screen with you and show you the time scale where you find all this information. They're very right. Guys, first of all, you should all make sure you are enrolled to this module site, because all the information will be here. If you have a problem accessing this module site, get in touch with me, or more better if you get in touch with the line gate, because you are likely have problem with your registration, because if you are registered properly, you should have access to this module site. Okay, so if you scroll down here, you will find the time scale for your intake. Okay. So I'll show you this is the important section. Look here, guys. So this is important dates. So for example, this is the part-time students who are doing the project now. So you can find the important dates there. January intake, they are doing the project now. So all the important dates about the submission and here. The new student, the September 2019 part-time, they are due to be allocated the project now. So if they click here, they will find the dates about when the activities will take place. Okay, so with regards to allocation, the dates are the same for all these groups. I mean, the September 2019 intake part-time. The September or October 2020 intake and students meeting. They will be, these are the allocation at the time scale for them. You will note that with regard to the allocation, they are all same. So the viewing until I will explain what we mean by viewing projects, selecting, and so on. So, so what the third group are the January 2021 intake, January, February 2021 intake, the student who join us now. Okay, so it is important for this group, three group of students, 1, 2, 3 now, to make sure if you are September 2019 intake part-time, or you started October or September 2020 intake, or repeater, or you have just started 2021 January 2021 intake, January, February 2021 intake, and you don't have a project right now, so you need to engage in the allocation process. You must. So 1, 2, 3 group of students must get engaged in the allocation process. To engage, the first things you need to do to take place, we have a system we use to manage and projects. We call it the project database. You have to create an account for yourself. A good number of you already did, and that's good. And I will go through it as a student, and I'll show you where you need to check your information, the important information, and make sure when you have a record, the record is correct. So make, as I explained last week, to access the project database remotely, you need to run the university VPN for security reasons. So make sure this link will take you to where you find where to download the software for VPN and all what you need to know to configure it. It's very straightforward and simple process. If you have a problem with accessing the project database, then you must have a problem with your account, user ID and password, the university one, because the project database, it doesn't use any other authentication process. It purely uses the university authentication process. So the same password and user ID. So make sure everything is correct. So the enrollment process is very easy. You log in, you select your course, you save and log out again. When you finish that, it will come in my screen and I will attach you to the right stream, which is the right intake. And you need to, when you log in again, make sure you are attached to the correct one. Attach it to the January intake, 2021, September, October intake, 2020, or repeaters. So you make sure you are attached to the right stream. Okay, so that's very, very important. I will show you, here is the project database. That's what you should see when you try to enroll. If you log in, here I will log in as student. So I have enrolled. When you do it first time, it will ask you to complete some information. Just select your course and save. But when you do that, you come back again, you should see this. So for example, I'm a student. This is my full name, Mr. Test Student, and this is my number, and this is my email address, correct? And this is the course. Make sure it is correct one. Because if you select the wrong course, you will be looking at a wrong set of projects, yes? So it is important to select the correct course. If you select the wrong one, get in touch with me. I will update it for you. And this is the stream, yeah? I'm in a test stream. So in your case, it should be one of, it should be either January, September, October 2022, or January, February 2021. So check there. If you think it is the wrong one, get in touch with me. At this stage, you can only view, because if you go back to the time scale, for example, let me go in time scale here for anyone who are due to select a project. It says here until 5th of March, you will only be, it is viewing only. Why we allow this time? So you staff can add more projects, and we can introduce more industrial projects for you. But from 6th of March until 25th, you will be able to select your project. I will demonstrate it for you how that will work. And also there is a recorded one showing you how the selecting process works. So if you want to watch it, you just scroll down here. You can watch it as many times as you like. It's part of the database section. So here, this demo show you how, when the project database in the selecting mode, how you will be able to select and submit your list of a project. Now, I will take you back to the process, to your handbook. This is something you should start with. Read the handbook. You should start with what we expect, yes? Right? Read the aim and also what we expect from an MSC project. So what component MSC project should have. This is very important, because if you want to propose your own project, you need to have all these components. So there should be a research part in your project. It should be experimental investigation, and should be designing something that you will be devising sort of implementation, simulation, or modeling, which you can after that test it and evaluate it. Okay, so it should help you with the understanding what we expect. Read the student responsibility. We'll come back to it next week. We'll have another session. I'll take you through this, but I'm concentrating more on the allocation, because we are doing it now. I don't want students to miss anything, and make most of the available time until we close the door for the allocation. So if we go straight to the allocation process here, so the project database now, as we said, it is in the viewing mode. So what we have options for student, we have 3 options for project. You can propose your own project. So during this time, before you submit and confirm your list of projects, you can think about your own idea. Please develop your idea of a project. Students tend to do better when the project is their own idea. And if you need help with your own idea, I have on Moodle, you should find a list of staff and their area of expertise. So you can approach them with your ideas and ask them questions that may help you to shape up the definition of your project. Okay, your proposed project. So students do have the option to propose their own project, and also if they don't have an idea, it doesn't matter, they can still select a project from staff proposed project. So staff propose a project that you can see here. For example, I can view these projects from different staff. So this is a project proposed by Victor. Yeah, so now you cannot select, it just show you the details of a project. During this time, staff still can update and add more. So keep coming back to this because you can see more projects here. So I close this one, go back to, right? And also we do have from time to time introduce offers some industrial projects. I will go through the industrial project in a bit, this option. So if to find out about industrial project, here they are. So all industrial projects, they start with this initial, yes? Have you noticed that the code of the project, maybe there's none here, they start with the, for example here, BV-40. In case of industrial project, it will be IND /SA dash and a number. Any project with this code is an industrial project. So the industrial project is different. We treat them differently from the rest of the project. So the industrial project will be allocated by interview. So you can add as many industrial projects in your list as you like. And when you submit them, we will call you for an interview, and those who are successful will be allocated as a project. If not, you will be allocated your own project or one of the staff, the staff project, proposed project in your list. Okay, so that's the industrial project, and the student own project. Student-owned project. So please read the information about this. So you can, for example, there are some conditions here. You know, you cannot copy a staff proposed project and make it your own. So your own project is your own idea, yeah? So, and also you can seek help from any member of staff. Remember, there is another condition about this one. A staff who help you with your project will not necessarily will be your supervisor. And I am, please be advised and listen to this. We allocate a project, not staff. So we don't allocate supervisor, we allocate a project. So the supervisor may change, but the project will not. So when you select a project, you are selecting the project, not the supervisor. Okay? So yes, it is proposed by this member of staff, but it may end up supervised by somebody else. So don't put in your mind people when you try to select a project. All you think about it is the project, the idea of project, or the subject area of the project. So that's what I want you to focus on when you make your mind about what project you want to select. Okay, so, and the good news about own project, you can propose as many as you like. So it's not only one, you can propose 3. You can submit 3 proposals of a project. Just in case 1 or 2 will not be accepted, the 3rd will be fine. Okay, so you are invited to propose more than 1 idea if you're happy. And what I did here, I give you help you with some brief format. You know, so this is the format of a good proposal. So any project should have a title when you propose your project, a bit of a background, and you need to state the aim of your project and objectives. And when you set the objectives, bear in mind the project definition, the section that I showed you earlier about, you know, this should be the component that we expect to be in the project. And you look at the marketing scheme as well. You want to propose a project that will have something to show for every single category of the marketing scheme. So because when we assess the proposals, we would check whether it is good for the level. So if it has got a component for all these marking scheme categories, means it's a good project. So, and at the project plan, you say what you're gonna want to do. So my project will start with, and the gaps you fill them with the specific bit. So this is like helping you writing it. So some students struggling how to start and what to write, and so say my project will start with a background study for and follow it by conducting a research into the research a recent development of, and you start naming what is specific to your project. My research finding, and yeah, so this some students have in the past, they copy and paste this one. It's not good, you need to fill the gaps there. So this is to help you writing your proposal. So also a good project will have some sort of plan B, yes? So it's things with regards to look down, seem we are going to the right directions, things looking good, but still, just in case something else, so plan B, this is not must, but it's good if you include something for plan B. For some plan B can be with regards to you aiming at particular resources, but that may not be available. So if it's not, my plan B will be so and so. And required resources. It is important to put a list there, because it helps us to assess whether this project we can run or not. Because if you, for example, there's some project that would require some lab resources that we don't have. So it is good if you put like the hardware or software or that's may or material that you may require for your project. So that help you with the proposal. You put as much as you can, okay? But don't be worried if it's not all there. Even if when you reach to the point where you need to submit and it's half done, it's still submitted. Give yourself a chance. So don't reject your proposal before it is rejected. So if you have a proposal, always submit it, but give your proposal a good chance by writing a good one. Right, guys? So if we go back to the allocation process, so I will, there's something important here, guys. With regard to the budget, for MSc student, the budget is £120. So everything needs to be completing within that. So even if you want to yourself buy for the fairness for all students, the project should be within £120 for things that we don't have in our labs. Yes, so anything the project should be within that budget. So, and the university support that. So you don't need to pay from your money. So let's go back to the process itself, the allocation. When you select and submit, guys, you need to go by, as I said, now we are on the viewing mode. So you can only see the project, but once it is a selecting mode, you need staff will not be able to change or delete or remove any project, and you can select. And when you select, you need to go by these rules. Yes, so we will, for staff projects, we will have a minimum number of projects. You must select a minimum number of projects, and the project database will tell you. So it depends on your course, depends on the number of students and the course. It will force you to, it will ask you to submit a minimum number of projects. So it could be a 10 or 12, and from different members of staff. So I would say you 4 or 5 different members of staff. So, and that will be on top of your own projects or industrial projects. So regardless how many own project, proposed project or industrial project you're selecting, you still have to select the minimum number of a project. Why you need to select from staff proposed project? Because there is no guarantee your own project will be good enough or be accepted, and also there is no guarantee you will be successful for the industrial project. So we need you to select a project from staff proposed project, because these are the only one guaranteed. So to guarantee you allocated a project from your list, you have to select the minimum number of projects, because if the probabilities theory and the calculation, if you select less than this number, there is a chance of you will not get a project from your list. So every single student must submit this minimum number of projects. Okay, so repeaters cannot select a project from their previous supervisors. Repeat a project, the module with a new project with a new member of staff as a supervisor. So, and the allocated project can be any project from your list. So any project in your list can be allocated to you. So make sure you only add there what you will be happy in the end, and the minimum that you have to still select it. So you cannot say I'm happy with only one, and because that simply that one can be shared by many other students will need the same project. So all students select the minimum number so we can give them all projects from their list. So any student who failed to meet any of these requirements, the system will will not go. We will run algorithm to do that. The algorithm will pick from the prepared data. Anyone who doesn't go by these rules will be out of that. And the algorithm, if it doesn't find you on doesn't find your list, will at the end of the process pick your project from the remaining available project. So please go by the rules, and if you have any question, ask me before any. Okay, so what I will do, guys, I quickly show you how that will look like when you start selecting. What I will do, I will switch the we'll switch the database temporarily for only this testing student in the selecting mode, so we demonstrate the selection. Although it is the selection demonstration is already recorded for you there to look at it at any time you want. So what I will do now, quickly go as admin to my project database and switch that to the selection mode, and you will see how all that works. Let's test. And the student now selecting the project. Right. Click out. Right, let me share the screen again with you. Share. Right. Sorry, guys. Right, so I'm student, I will log in again. Okay, there's some bug in there. Need to sort it out. Second. Okay, guys, just for your time, I will show you that within the that's the recorded one. Just to, you know, I don't want to go through this while I don't want you to keep you waiting. So if we go back, because as I said, I have already recorded the selection process. So I don't want this to take it from your time. So it is here. I'll share the screen with you. Again, and show you that the recorded one instead of wasting any time shifting that user into the because that might take a bit more than we should. So here, if you can see the project selection demo, so that's take you through the. So I'll show you now. If I go a bit. Now that's demonstrate how you can add your own proposal in this section. So you see that's the template. It's trying, that's showing like that you have already you've done your proposal. You copy and pasted it from your completed proposal, copying the title here, and here copying the rest of the content. And basically, so you take it from your Word document or whatever and copy it there. So maybe I've missed one step, how to get to this point. It is here, you know, this, look, clicking on this button, that's saying propose your own project. So, and that's give you where you put the whole details, okay? Then here shows you how you can add as many projects as you like. So yeah, take you through how to complete the whole information. Now, when now it shows you that, look, your own project. Now he's selecting a project. Now, when you click on any project here, will give you options here. I really like, I accept, or I don't want this one. So, and you keep going back, forward and backward, select as many projects as you want. And by the way, the minimum number of projects is the minimum, so there's no maximum. So you can select as many projects from staff proposed a project. So there is no limit in the maximum. Okay, so I will leave that so you watch it in your own time. And if you have any question about it, you tell me. So that's also show you when you get to the point when you need to submit. Okay. I'm just concerned about time. All right, let's go back. So to the handbook. The important message for the new student who dedicated the project: please make sure you will be you are enrolled. You know, you have a database account, so you can see the projects. You can, and you will be participated. You will be be able to participate in the process. Any student who will not have account then will not be participate in the allocation process, and then we will have to give him a project at the end of the process, and so that will be any project from the left over, or the remaining projects, and the system will do that randomly based on staff availability. So please act, and if you have problem, get in touch with me. Right. So, you know, this is an individual project, guys, and a student take full responsibility of his project. From even acting according to the rules in terms of the allocation, from the allocation to submitting and finishing the project. So taking full responsibility, project planning and management, decision, all the a good project and not really good one, all because of poor decisions. So it is we leave the decision for you to make, all the decisions, and we give you credit for all good decisions. So you take full responsibility of the decisions you take about your project. Maintaining a good communication with people involved in your project is your responsibility as well. So you cannot, a good student will not stay passive, waiting for supervisor to chase him, or it's not the job of the supervisor. And so if people involved in your project need to be updated, you should do that. If they need to be informed, you should do that. And it is your responsibility to take full responsibility of arranging meetings and attend all the arranged interviews or assessment meetings. So ensuring that any developed work can be demonstrated and tested by what the schools have. So you cannot say, I was working at home, it was working somewhere. If when assessors want to see the work, you should be ready and you should be able to present it where they want you to present it, and should work with whatever available resources available at the university. And you need to be, and that's a student responsibility to abide by the rules of academic honesty. So for example, it can start from the right from the allocation, so a student cannot copy and paste something from somewhere else, and student will be responsible about that. There is no excuse there. So from the start to the end of the project, full MSc students are expecting to be here at the university using the university labs. Any student, it is during the pandemic is an exception. You know, once the things come back to a normal, full-time student would be expected to be available whenever needed. So because travel and all that need, students take full responsibility and need to follow the government and school and university regulation and rules with the regards. So guys, I will have to stop now and to allow you to ask questions. You need to keep asking. Some of you may start already, and I will go through your questions. And so ask. Right. Okay, guys, let me go through your questions. Okay, a student asking here, individual project there, whether there will be a supervisor for each. Yes, there will be a supervisor for each project. Even if you have industrial project, you will be allocated a supervisor for your project. And there will be two people involved in your project. We will allocate a moderator who will provide us with another thought about the quality of the work you produce. So they would work. Next week I will talk about the assessment and how the project is assessed, and I go through who will be marking and how. So Yes, you will have a supervisor. And a student asking whether this is individual project. Yes, this is individual project. This is not a group project. Individual, and we mean by that is individual. So you will not be sharing whatever you do in your project with any student. Someone saying, I don't see this session in my timetable. You need to contact the line gate if you are a January intake, 2020, February intake 2020, and you just registered. It may take a little bit of time. Two things to your time, the session appear in your timetable. So please get in touch with the line gate to make sure you see all the modules you are registered in. Okay? And if it's not resolved, get in touch with me. Would you give us a sample? I didn't understand this. Would you give us the sample project? You might look at the staff proposal, the project, to think what kind of project we propose. But I don't want anything to influence. If you are thinking about your own, to propose your own idea, it is not a good idea if you get influenced by anything else. If you want to propose your own idea, it will be good if it comes from you. And but I can help you with saying, think about if you want to learn something. Yes, if you want to develop yourself in particular area, so you propose a project in that particular area. And also, if you feel more comfortable and you like something more, you can propose that. If you are considering and you want to have something for you, a CV, that can be an idea of your the idea of your project can be in that direction. Oh yes, I get the question. I didn't see this session on the timetable for every week. Now we will not have sessions for every week, guys. It is not. There are a few sessions there, not every week. There will be a special one on 23rd, that industrial project workshop. So if we have any industrial project, the staff from the company that proposed project will come and present it to you and allow you to ask questions. So when that happen, that would be, by the way, that would be virtual, well, online, and you would be sent invitation for that. So you don't need to worry. So not every week. We don't have sessions every week. There are specific weeks where we have sessions only. Okay. So as we have already allocated for projects in groups, can we now select any project from the database? I don't know what you mean group. There's no group. Yes, you will be individually allocated the projects. When now you registered, enroll yourself in the project database, you will only be able to view now. You cannot select. You will be able to start selecting the project and submit them when from 6th of March, not now. Okay, so and remember, you need make sure you understand what you're talking about, because there are some rules you need to go by them when you select. So I was just explained the rules, and I said now, so from now until 5th of March, it is only few. But during this time, make sure you are correctly registered. Yes, look, you are when you log in, you see the correct course, you see the project, you can see the stream, which is the intake. Make sure that's the correct intake. If someone cannot complete his project in time, what should he does? Okay, if you're talking about you are allocated the project, time come, for example, September, October intake will be allocated the project now, start the project in June, and you will be due to finish the project September. If they cannot complete it, that means a fail. If a student fail the project, will be the exam board will look at the overall marks. They may allow him for a second attempt. Second attempt, the staff assist the project will identify what student need to do more to only pass, and will give like 3 weeks to do that. If student managed to do the second attempt requirement, then the student would be passed and given the pass mark, the minimum pass mark, which is 50 or percent in case of some courses and 40% for other courses. So you will only maximum you cap to a pass at the second attempt. If a student failed the second attempt, will have to repeat and repeat, then you go through the process again, and we'll do the project next summer, but we'll have to pay for that. And some student may not, that the exam board will decide. Some student may not be eligible for the repeat, and the university will issue them a certificate rather than MSc. So that's a decision to be made by the exam board. But I want students to think about being successful. Now, I have approached the lecturer who was a project I would like to undertake and has accepted. Now, it doesn't, for staff propose the project, it doesn't work like that. You compete for this staff propose the project equally with the rest of the student. It is not here go to the staff and pick that project. No, because some student will, for example, a staff cannot give a promise now. They will say, I have no problem with you taking this. And you would say that for all other students, yes? So what all you can do to include this project in your list, and it can be allocated to you or to another student, okay? So you cannot bank on that. Staff don't check background, or the staff at this stage, they don't assess students. So for example, we have some student, we don't judge student when we allocate the projects, yes? We assume all, because we accepted them, they have the requirements that to do the course and the project. So we treat them equally. This is a fair and a treatment. There is no advantage for any student whatsoever, whether you arrived early, arrived late, talk to staff, or not to talk to them. The only things can benefit is talking to staff is to find more about whether you will include this project in your list or not. Nothing more, nothing less. So yes, you can approach any staff about their proposal, the project, to find out more, would say, to shape your decision. Oh, that should only help you to make your mind whether to include that project or not. But staff will say the same thing to all students, but you cannot judge any student at this stage, please. Now you don't need to inform anyone to select. Now you don't need to inform staff to select their projects. Now you go and select any project you like. If the staff propose the project, means it's open for all students. Only you need to go to ask them if you are in doubt whether you will add it or not. I like demo. Will you tell me, please? Yes, the deadline to submit your choice is on the time scale. If you look at the time scale, you will see that the end of the selection time, that's the deadline for committing or submitting your list. So I'll scroll down here and I can tell you the deadline for all of you guys to submit is your selected project is 25th of March 2021. So that's the deadline. Any other question? Will you tell me please the deadline? This project will be published by international journal. Oh yes, I encourage all students to be motivated and aim at publishing their work. I will have a session about with you, talking to you about research, and I would encourage all students to publish some part of their work on journals or conference or yes, but it is not a must because not all students will be able to produce something worth of publishing. But in the past, we had students publishing, and that's good for your CV. Please aim at that, and your supervisor will help you doing it. Yes, yeah, that's good idea, and that's encouraged. I have started the course in February 2020. Yes, electronic engineering. Yeah, what is the last date to submit the project? In addition, this is mandatory to complete the project. Yes, as I said, February intake, or we call them January intakes, to 2021. It will be allocated the project now. Okay, it will by March 25th of March 2021. They have to submit their selected project. During the term, I will allocate them project. Look at the time scale, and then they will start their project TB2 2022. Yes, so January from January 22 to May 2022. Yeah, does that answer your question? The full time scale will be in model for you. Don't worry about that. You can look at the model and you'll see all the time scale there. Okay, so but remember, student who joined now, February 2021, will be allocated the project now. So should be no misunderstanding here, please. In addition, this is mandatory to complete the project. Yeah, well, if we come back from the pandemic, which is look like the case, so student will be expected full-time. This is a full-time on campus course, so if there's no regulation prevent students to come to the university, then they have to be at the university. Or we would be able to see this project is not selected by any other student. Now you don't need to worry whether the project is selected by other students, because if you select the minimum number of students, project will be you will guarantee a project from your list. That's how it works, because all students will be allocated the project at the same time. So you don't need to worry about other students. As long as you follow the rules, you will have project from your list. As I said, it is not like if a project picked by one student is not available to another. No, until the deadline, 25th of March, all the projects are available for all students at the same time. And it can include anyone. You don't need to talk to any student. any staff, you look at this list, a project, and pick any one you want. But you cannot, because there are some projects that there's more than one version of that project. You can only include one of that as that. Yes, for example, if I can take more than one student doing different things in that project, I can have 3 copies of that. So you can have include only 1 copy of that project. Thank you. We are able to access sessions recording. Yes, I will upload the recording. It's done. The meeting link. I don't put the meeting list in the model because I invite you based on portal to make sure we reach all students, because some student will may not have access to Moodle. So to guarantee every single one will be reached. So, but the recording will be added to Moodle. Yes. The meeting is please. Oh yes, I will do the recording. Don't worry about that. I will do that when the face-to-face class will start. Yeah, well, that's good idea. So you will receive emails from the university with this regards. So I will. I think the university policy will be revised based on the Prime Minister talk last night. So I'm not in position to say many about it. So you wait for the official announcement from the university. So I think I went through all your questions, and if any question that I have missed here, any student have anything, you either can send me email or better if you come to my WebEx personal forum Tuesday or between 1 and 2. So I make myself available for any student who wants to talk to me every Tuesday from 1 to 2. So you knock my door and you wait, and I will admit you to come. Yes. So that's virtual. Yes, I mean in WebEx. Right. So that's it for today. Wish you all the best of luck, and see you next week. Bye.